We're now joined by Dr. Neal Barnard, author and clinical researcher and president of the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine. Dr. Barnard, thanks very much for being with us. Now, you've researched and written extensively about animal proteins. Now, India is already a highly protein deficient nation. How do you see this?
If you look at the traditional Indian diet, it actually has treasures, foods that are not only delicious, but rich in the nutrition that we need, including protein. I'm talking about lentils, beans, chickpeas, vegetables, and grains. These foods give us the protein that we need. Now, some have argued, no, animal products are more densely packed with protein, so we should choose them instead. What they mean is that meat or eggs or dairy products have protein in them. They do. However, researchers have discovered something that's very important, and that's that people who eat more animal protein are not healthier than people who get their protein from plants. In fact, they're much less healthy. Why would that be? Well, the first reason is what comes along with all that protein. If you're getting protein from animal products, you get cholesterol. You get saturated fat along with it, as well as infective organisms like salmonella and E-coli. When you get your protein from plants, there's no cholesterol, there's virtually no saturated fat. Instead, there are things you need like fiber, healthy complex carbohydrates, vitamin C, other vitamins, antioxidants. The other part, though, might be the protein itself. A protein molecule looks like a string of beads. Each bead is an amino acid, and your digestive tract separates those beads, those amino acids. You absorb them and you make your own proteins from them. And different foods have slightly different strings of beads, if I can put it that way, a slightly different collection. They have different amino acid profiles. If you eat grains and beans and vegetables, you'll get all the essential amino acids that you need. But it turns out that the collection of amino acids that you get from plants appears to be healthier than the amino acids that are going to come to you from animal products. There are certain ones in animal products like lysine and methionine that seem to be too concentrated in the animal proteins, and that can be bad for human health. Bottom line, if we're eating our beans and other legumes, our grains and our vegetables, you're getting the protein that you need in its healthiest possible form, and luckily the traditional Indian foods are wonderful sources of not only good taste but good nutrition too.
All right, so that's the food for thought, something people can consider. When we talk about calcium intake, our focus is on drinking milk. It's something we encourage for children. But if we can talk about other sources as well, Dr. Barnard.
But we do need calcium, obviously, and calcium is in green leafy vegetables. There's lots of it there, and it's highly absorbable for most green leafy vegetables. Now, if you eat the vegetables themselves, you'll get the calcium along with all the other good nutrition that's in the vegetable. If instead we get calcium from cow's milk, the cow ate the calcium. The cow did not make the calcium. The cow just ate it in a plant, and only about a third of the calcium in the milk is absorbed by your body. And unfortunately, along with that bit of calcium from the milk, you get sugar. That's lactose sugar. That's the number one nutrient in cow's milk. And fat, especially saturated fat. That's the number two nutrient in cow's milk and cow's milk products. So the calcium in milk is not very well absorbed, and it comes along with unhealthy things that your body really doesn't want. Researchers have looked over the long run about the health of people who consume a lot of milk products, and what they find is that for men, they have a much higher risk of prostate cancer, for women, a higher risk of breast cancer, and because it's the bad fat, the saturated fat, that predominates in milk products, it's probably also a driver for cardiovascular disease and other health issues that we really need to avoid.